There are 106 brawlers in Brawl Stars. Some of them are fun to play, and some are just boring. So in this video, I decided to rank every single brawler based on not how good they are, but how fun they are. But one disclaimer, this is just my opinion, and of course, everyone is different. Anyway, let's start with Shelly. Shelly, for being the first brawler in the game, she's actually pretty fun, and I like playing her, especially after her movement speed buff years ago. So I'm gonna put Shelly in B tier. Colt. I think Colt is a fun brawler. He requires a lot of skill to aim, which makes him way more fun in my opinion. So I think A tier is perfect for him. Bull. Now Bull in theory is pretty boring, but I think he's actually not. His super is pretty fun to use, I guess. But he's not as fun as Shelly, at least for me, so I'm putting him in D tier. Brock. Brock is a really fun to use sniper. He's very annoying to play against, and I don't think there is much to say about him. I'm putting him in A tier with Colt. Next is Barley. Barley is not particularly a fun brawler. I actually like playing him in Heist, but that's all about it. So D tier. Nita. In my opinion, I think Nita is a very fun brawler to play. Her attacks are satisfying to use, and Bruce deals a lot of damage, though she's not a fast brawler, and I don't think I can put her in anything above D tier. El Primo is fun unless you get bullied by a Colt or something, but if he's in a good map, he can be really fun. The attack super attack combo is pretty satisfying, but honestly, I think I'll put him in C tier. Poco. Now Poco is very difficult to rank because he's a support. I guess healing your teammates might be fun, but he's just gonna be in C tier. Rosa. Most people are gonna put Rosa in F tier. I personally think she's D tier. She's not as boring as many people say. Rico. Okay, now we're actually getting to the fun brawlers. Rico is honestly one of my favorite brawlers. His attack, super, everything about him is just satisfying. I was hoping for him to get OP buffies, but they actually had to give him nerfies instead because he was way too broken. S tier. Jessie. Jessie is kind of a satisfying brawler to use because of her turret and main attack. It deals a lot of damage, but she's not very fun to play. I rarely play her, so I'm putting her in B tier. Dynamite is like one of those brawlers that are very simple to learn, but hard to master. There are many reasons why Dynamite is so fun. One of them is Dynajump, but even without it, Dynamite is a very fun brawler. S tier. Daryl. Daryl is kind of fun, especially after he got his super rework, but I personally don't like his playstyle. Maybe it's just me though. I was gonna put him in D tier, but I think he deserves C tier. Penny. Penny is a very satisfying brawler to use in 3v3 game modes. I'm putting her in B tier. Tick. Tick is the most boring thrower in my opinion. His attacks take a long time to land, and I don't really like his way of playing, though he's not F tier. Carl. Carl's attack and super are pretty satisfying to use, and he's okay, so I think I'm gonna put him in B tier. 8-bit. Now most people will probably put 8-bit in F tier immediately. Hot take, but 8-bit is not that boring. Yes, he is slow, but that's the only boring part about him. Everything else is really fun. B tier. Jackie. Jackie's kind of easy to play. She doesn't require that much skill, but she's quite boring. But not that boring, so she gets D tier. Gus. Well, I'm sorry, but this is gonna be the first F tier on this list. I actually think Gus is quite an interesting brawler, being able to shield your friends and all, but he's just not my thing. His main attack is pretty slow, and I don't like using him. Bo. I think Bo is a decently fun brawler. He's not boring and not fun, so I'm putting him in B tier. Piper. Now Piper is a very fun brawler for me because she requires a lot of skill. Yes, she's not a fast brawler and she doesn't have crazy attacks, but she is fun, so I'm putting her in A tier. Pam. I think Pam is generally boring. I never really used her unless I had a quest or something. Her healing is great, but she's not that fun, so I'm putting her in D tier. Frank. This is a hot take, but Frank is A tier. His main attack and super are really satisfying to use, especially with his hyper, and even though he can't move while attacking, he's still fun to play. Crow. I think Crow is a very fun assassin to play, and is very annoying if you're against him, and honestly, I have no problem putting him in A tier. Mortis. Mortis is the definition of a fun brawler. I know many people that are just trash with Mortis, and yes, he might not be the best brawler in the meta right now, but he's very fun to play, so S tier. Spike. Fun fact, I used to main Spike and he was my favorite brawler, but now, I still play him, but not as much. Still though, he's pretty fun to play, so A tier. Tara. Tara is a brawler that doesn't have high movement speed, but her attacks are just satisfying to use, and her super. She deserves A tier. Leon. I'm just gonna put him in A tier. Leon was my favorite brawler before, when he was the only brawler that could go invisible. But that's before invisibility gadgets were a thing. Gene. I think Gene's main attack is cool with the poke and his super is interesting, but I don't find him very fun to play, so I'm putting him in C tier. BB. In my opinion, BB is very fun to play. I like her playstyle, the main attack, her speed, everything about her is just great. So I'm putting her in A tier. Sandy. Honestly, Sandy might be kinda boring for me, so I'm putting him in D tier. Ems. I think Ems is a fun brawler because of her main attack, and also she's very annoying to play against, so I think she deserves B tier. B. I think B is a very fun brawler to use. I like sharpshooters and B is kind of an easy sharpshooter to use, but she's also very fun to play, so I'm putting her in A tier. Max. Max is honestly a fun brawler, especially after her newest gadget rework. I liked Max before and I still like playing her. A tier. Mr. P. I really like Mr. P for some reason, even though everyone says he's extremely boring, and I can actually understand why, but he's not that boring in my opinion. So C tier. Sprout. Sprout is interesting because of his wall super, but now it's very situational, and he's not that fun of a brawler to be honest. F tier. Gale. I didn't play Gale for a long time, but I think he's not fun and not boring. He's just in the middle of the line. B tier. Nani. I think Nani is a pretty fun brawler, though I haven't played her for a while. Her super is very fun to use and her attack is something, so A tier. Surge. Surge is one of my favorite brawlers right now. Other than him being way too overpowered because of the buffies, his super is pretty fun to use. His main attack is just satisfying, and honestly, everything about him is just S tier. Colette. I think Colette is a pretty fun brawler because of her super and her main attack's percentage damage. A tier. Amber. I can see why many people think Amber is a very fun brawler to play, but I personally don't like her playstyle of just holding the main attack button. But she's not that boring, so I'm putting her in B tier. Lou. Lou is a very underrated brawler. His ice mechanic is really fun, and if you have good aim, you can destroy the whole enemy team. But do I think he can reach S tier? I don't think so, so I'm putting him in A tier. Byron. Byron is a very satisfying brawler to use, in my opinion. His main attack that can heal and damage is very satisfying to use. He kinda reminds me of Ana from Overwatch, if you know, which is basically just Byron. Anyway, Byron deserves a solid A tier. Edgar. I'm putting Edgar in S tier. Wait, before you unsubscribe, I can explain everything. I know that Edgar is the most hated brawler by all of the Brawl Stars community, but he is picked by everyone for a reason. You can still play him when you're brain dead and you'd still have fun. He deserves S tier. Ruffs. Ruffs is genuinely very boring. His main attack is boring, and yes, his super and his star power are kind of interesting, but when I get a quest on him, I'd re-roll that quickly, so F tier. Stu. Stu is a fun brawler. I don't really play him that much, but I know he's fun to play with his unlimited supers, so A tier is good for him. Belle. Another sharpshooter brawler, and I do like sharpshooters, but I don't play Belle that much. In fact, I don't play her at all. Her bouncing main attack is annoying to play against, and also her super, so I think B tier is a good spot for Belle. Squeak. Squeak is very fun because he's annoying to play against. I don't personally enjoy torturing people, but if you're into that, I think Squeak could be a good brawler for you. For me though, I'm putting him in B tier. Buzz. Buzz is a very fun brawler overall, so he gets A tier. Griff. Griff is very fun because of his extremely high damage and satisfying to use super, especially with the hyper. Easy A tier. Ash. I don't like Ash. I think he's extremely boring. Some people think he's fun to play, but I'm not one of them. F tier. Meg. Meg is very interesting, and I think she is a fun brawler to play, especially with her new buffies that are just completely broken. She gets A tier. Lola. Lola is not that interesting in my opinion, so I'm putting her in C tier. Grom. Out of all the thrower brawlers, Grom is the least fun, so I'm putting him in D tier. Fang. Fang is very fun to use because of his super, which makes him an A tier brawler. Eve. I think Eve's main attack and super are pretty boring to use, and she's overall not fun to play, so I'm putting her in D tier. Janet. Janet is not a boring brawler. With her main attack being satisfying to use and her super that lets her fly, she easily gets A tier. Bonnie. You can't go wrong with Bonnie either. A tier. Otis. Otis is a very forgettable brawler, but he's not that boring in my opinion. I'm putting him in C tier. Sam. Sam's super mechanic is cool, but in my opinion, he's not as fun, so I'm putting him in B tier. Buster. Buster is not really a fun brawler. His super is pretty slow to use, and his main attack is also kinda boring, so I'm putting him in D tier. Gray. Gray. This might seem like a boring brawler, but don't be fooled. Gray is very fun to play. Yes, his attacks are kind of boring and don't do anything, but his super is everything. It can literally jump scare enemies. A tier. Chester. Chester is really fun to play. His attack projectile mechanic and multiple supers make him very random and fun to use. He gets A tier. Mandy. I said before that I like all sharpshooters, and that's because they're heavily dependent on skill, and Mandy is my favorite sharpshooter. First of all, I like her because of her range, and her super is just crazy good, especially with the hyper. I really want to put Mandy in S tier because I've been playing her for a good while, but I think I should put her in A tier. RT. His super gimmick is kinda cool, but I don't personally like playing him that much, so he gets a C tier. Willow. Willow's super automatically makes her one of the most fun brawlers to use in the game. I'm putting Willow in A tier. Maisie. Many people like Maisie, but I think her attack speed changing mechanic is very weird and I don't like it. B tier. Hank. Hank's bubble gimmick is cool, I guess, but I don't like his playstyle, so I'm putting him in D tier. Cordelius. Cordelius is extremely fun to play, and when he was released, his super was very cool and is still to this day. Overall, he's pretty fun and I'm putting him in S tier. Doug. Doug is honestly very boring, but his super is cool, I guess, so C tier. Pearl. Another boring brawler that I don't use often, not extremely boring though. D tier. Chuck. Chuck's super is really cool to use, his main attack is okay. I personally don't like playing him, though he's still fun, so I'm putting him in B tier. Charlie. Charlie is very fun, her main attack is fun, her cocoon super is pretty cool to trap enemies, so she gets an A tier. Miko. Miko has his fans, but unfortunately, I'm not one of them. His reload speed is just too low, and his super has a weird downtime where you can't do anything but you can just get attacked. He's not boring though, so I'm putting him in C tier. Larry and Lori. I honestly don't know what to say about Larry and Lori, other than they are fun, I guess, so B tier. Kit. Kit is also kinda hated, but he's very fun to play, so I'm putting him in A tier. Angelo. I don't like Angelo's playstyle. C tier. Melody. Melody is a very fun brawler. Her super literally lets her travel to the other side of the map and is extremely fun in Brawl Ball. I think A tier is a good spot for Melody. Lily. Lily is a very fun assassin to use and you can do some good plays with her. She gets a solid A tier. Draco. I think Draco is also fun to use, but I don't personally play him and I'm putting him in B tier. Barry. Barry is honestly kinda boring. D tier. Clancy. Clancy's damage is very good, his super is satisfying to use, but I think he has to stay in D tier. Mo. I don't really think Mo is that fun to play, so I'm putting him in B tier. Kenji. Before he was released, I was really hyped for him, thinking he'll be the better Mortis, but he was worse than I expected. He's still very fun to play though. A tier. Juju. And Juju might be one of the most fun throwers in the game. A tier. Shade. Shade is a favorite for me. His main attack is very satisfying to use, he can be really fast, he can also float on water, and he's very fun, especially in Brawl Arena. I mean, I have nothing more to say. I'm putting him in S tier. Next is Buzz Lightyear. And yes, this is technically a brawler that's not in the game anymore, but many people still hate him to this day for being way too OP. And that says something. He was extremely fast, he had extremely high damage and high mobility. He was genuinely the perfect brawler. S tier. Meeple. I think Meeple is a very boring brawler. Yes, his super has a cool idea, but he's just boring. Ollie. Other than his low damage, he's actually pretty fun to use, but I'm not a fan of his playstyle. C tier. Finks. Cool super, fun to use gadget, but not that fun of a brawler. B tier. Lumi. I will say that Lumi is very unique and I like playing her a lot. Her attack gimmick is really fun and her gadgets are also creative. She's annoying to play against, so she deserves A tier. Jae Young. Sorry, but I don't like Jae Young that much. D tier. Kaze. This might be controversial, but Kaze did not deserve the ultra legendary rarity. Her kit was just so complicated that it felt like I was playing League of Legends instead of Brawl Stars. She was not fun at all in my opinion. And sometimes brawlers don't have to be complicated to be fun. You can take Mortis or Rico for example. They are very simple yet very fun to play and require a lot of skill. C tier. Ali. On paper she's pretty cool, but the switch between the jump attack and the dash is kind of distracting and her reload speed is just very low. Still decently fun though. B tier. Trunk. I think Trunk is very fast and satisfying to use, so I'm putting him in A tier. Mina. She is one of the best mechanically designed brawlers in in my opinion, and her kit is very fun to use. A tier. Ziggy. He was cool when I saw him in the Brawl Talk, but I did not really like him in practice. C tier. Gigi. Genuinely very fun to use, even though she's very bad in the current meta. A tier. Pierce. I like all sharpshooters, which makes this already fun, and I think Pierce is pretty cool. A tier. Glowbert. Or sorry, I meant Glowy. He's kind of interesting, but in terms of fun to play, he's not that fun to play. D tier. Sirius. His super is really cool to use, and even though his main attack was kinda meh, I think he deserves A tier just because of his super. Nagia. Nagia is also very fun with her attack gimmick. A tier. Damien. Damien is also very fun to play. His super is just too overpowered, so I'm putting him in A tier. Star Nova. Star Nova, while being the brawler that has the worst voice line in the game, she's extremely fun to play with her playstyle of chaining supers and main attacks, especially with her new hyper, and I'm confidently putting her in S tier. Bolt. Bolt is the most unique brawler in Brawl Stars that it actually feels weird to play him in the game. He feels like he's from another game, honestly. He's definitely way too buggy and you can sometimes just lose all your speed from nothing, but he's still fun to play. A tier. And the newest brawler, Nori. I think Nori is very fun to play because of his main attack, so he gets an A tier. And here we have Wendy, which did not release yet, but I'm gonna give my speculations. I think she's not the most fun brawler in the game. Her shield mechanic is cool, but I think she'll be in B tier. And that's my list. You probably disagree with me, so let me know your opinion down in the comments, and see you in the next video.